بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. Today, inshallah Azza wa Jalla, we want to talk about the issue of zakat. Az-zakat. Az-zakat, brothers and sisters, it is the third pillar from the 5 pillars of Al-Islam. And it is a pillar that everyone doesn't have to do it, and it is not an obligation upon everyone. The pillar of the Shahadatain, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, obligatory upon everything. The pillar of a salat is obligatory upon everybody. Whether you're Arab, not Arab, young or old, you're a traveler, you're not traveling, you're sick, you're not sick, employed, you're not employed, you have to pray. You have to pray. Every Muslim has to pray. He may shorten his prayer, he may combine his prayer, but prayer is never taken off of him. Never. Unless he oversleeps, unless he forgets about it, unless he loses his mind and he faints or something like that. But as soon as he comes through, as soon as he wakes up, he has to make that prayer up. So it is a pillar that is not taken off of you. Whereas zakat, it is a pillar that's connected to one's ability. And that's a dalil and a proof of Allah's rahmah and Allah's wisdom. Allah doesn't want to make things difficult upon people in this religion. And the ayah says, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah does not burden people beyond their ability. So if a person doesn't have the money, he may have a job, but he still may not have to give a zakat. A zakat, it is the haqq and the right of the poor Muslims who don't have money. They have the right that we help them out. So in Al-Islam, inshallah, very important aspect of Al-Islam is Allah said, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. Verily the believers are brothers. And Allah's Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, none of you truly believes that you love for your brother what you love for yourself. And Prophet Muhammad says, sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wasallam, from the best actions that are loved by Allah is for you to cause a believer to be happy, to make him happy, to cause him to smile and to be happy. So when you give him a smile, something as small and as insignificant and trivial as a smile and ibtisam, that's sadaqah in the religion. What about loaning them money? What about giving zakat, where that zakat money is given to those people who are in need of it? So it's one of the manifestations of a person's true Islam and Iman. And that's why when the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were a group of people who were Arabs, Bedouins from the desert. They didn't live in Mecca, they didn't live in Medina, where the scholars were. And this is very important, that if you live around and amongst the people, you'll learn your religion and you'll get strong. If you try to practice Islam far, far away, by yourself, independently, separated from the other people, you're going to be in trouble. And that's why the Prophet says, stay with the group, because the wolf, he always goes after the sheep that's by itself. After the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, some of those Bedouin Arabs who did not mix with the scholars of the companions, they were living in the Badia, in the desert, when they heard of the death of Prophet Muhammad, they said, we believe in the Shahadatain, we believe in the Salat, we believe in the Zakat, we believe in the other 2 aspects of Al-Islam, but as it relates to the Zakat, we're not giving any more our money. We believe it is from the Arkan, but we're not giving the money. When that happened, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq raised the banner of jihad against those people. And they were called the Murtaddeen, those who apostated, because they left off one of the arkan of al-Islam. And they said, we're not paying it anymore. And some of them didn't even believe that it was wajib anymore. So it goes to show that a person can leave this religion if he leaves off this zakat. And many ayahs of the Quran, they mention all the time a salat with the zakat. Those people who believe and they do righteous deeds, from the righteous deeds are the 5 arkan of al-Islam. And Allah Ta'ala always is mentioning those people who make salat and give the zakat all the time. So the zakat, it is the poor right, the alms that we give for those people who are poor. And it's not the weekly sadaqah or charity that you give. It is the zakat, a certain amount of money that you have to give concerning the wealth that you've had for a whole year. Now is not the time to get into the depth and to the details of this aspect of the jurisprudence of Al-Islam. You can go and find that stuff out at another time. You can find that information out, its deep knowledge, at another time. But you need to find out, is it wajib for you to give the zakat? And don't get it mixed up. Zakat is not given every week so much to the masjid. That's not zakat. Zakat is something else. It is what you give from your money after that has been with you for a certain amount of time. You have to find out about that at another time. There's a certain amount of money that you have to have and a certain amount of time that money would have had to have been with you. You find out those details, but the emphasis that I want to put on it is that those who give zakat are the true believers. Allah mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ والمسلمين والمسلمات إلى أن قال والمتصدقين والمتصدقات إلى أن قال أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. Allah said, verily the believing men and the believing women, and verily the Muslim men and the Muslim women. And then he said, and those men who give sadaqah, zakat, and those women who give sadaqah, zakat, Allah has prepared for them a tremendous reward, a tremendous reward. So learn about this issue of zakat, the third pillar. Are you responsible for giving it or not? And if you are, become busy in giving it. And Allah is a'la and a'lam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.